Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, let's talk dogs. You picture a happy dog, right? What do you see? Chances are it's got a bright, maybe slightly chewed tennis ball.
Yeah, that image is everywhere. Parks, ads, pet stores. It's like the universal symbol.
It really is. Almost like dog plus tennis ball equals happiness. A fixed equation.
And that, right there, is where we run into a huge problem. Based on all the research we dug into for you, that standard tennis ball, honestly, it's absolutely brutal for your dog.
Brutal. That's a strong word.
It is, but it fits. Genuinely terrible, both for their health and actually for the planet. It's just the wrong tool. Simple as that.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going way beyond, if it bounces, it must be okay. We need to unpack why it's such a hazard. We're talking teeth, toxins, the whole thing.
Exactly. And crucially, we're not just going to leave you with the problem. We want to give you a really clear roadmap, how to spot the dangers and how to choose something much, much safer and, frankly, better.
Right. Let's get into that brutal truth then. Where do we start? The risks seem, well, multifaceted.
They are. Let's start with the maybe less obvious one, the one you can't easily see. The chemical side of it. Toxicity risk.
You mean the fuzz, that bright yellow stuff?
Precisely. It feels treated because, well, it is treated, and you have to remember why.
It's made for tennis, isn't it? To bounce, right, blast on a court, handle UV maybe, not designed to be chewed by a dog.
Exactly right. Tennis is the priority. So that fuzzy coating, it often gets treated with dyes, different chemical coatings maybe for water resistance or just stiffness, and sometimes, depending on where it's made, even trace metals in those cheap dyes.
And the dog isn't just, gently carrying it. They're chomping down, slobbering.
Right. And inevitably, they swallow tiny bits of that treated fabric, day after day.
So it's not like immediate poisoning necessarily, but more a slow buildup.
That's the concern, yes. The cumulative effect, ingesting these unknown textile chemicals over months, years, that's just not great for their long-term health. It's a slow creep.
Okay, that's the slow damage. What about the more immediate stuff? You mentioned teeth.
Ah, yes. The dental destruction. This happens every single time they play fetch with one.
I saw one source describe the felt as being like fine grit sandpaper. That sounds pretty bad.
It's a perfect analogy because people think, oh, it's soft, that must be okay. But they're missing the point.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Isn't soft better than, say, chewing on a really hard bone or plastic that could crack a tooth?
That's a really common thought. But here's the thing. Yes, the ball itself is sort of soft. But the danger isn't the hardness, it's the texture once it gets wet.
Wet with saliva, you mean?
Exactly. That felt soaks up the saliva, and any dirt or grit it's picked up and creates this gritty paste, a slurry almost. And then the dog chews, puts pressure on it, and rubs that abrasive paste all over their teeth.
So their own saliva basically turns the ball into a weapon against their enamel.
Effectively, yes. Every single retrieve, every chomp, it's like they're filing down their own teeth. There's a clinical term for it. Blunting.
Blunting.
Yeah, the tooth gets worn down, flattened, often unevenly, and that exposes the sensitive part underneath the enamel, the dentin.
Which must eventually become really painful.
It absolutely can, and once that enamel's gone, it's gone. It doesn't grow back. Seriously, we'd suggest you, the listener, just do a quick search for tennis ball wear on dog teeth. The images, well, they speak for themselves. Teeth worn right down to nubs.
Wow. Okay. And this is happening just from playing fetch.
With a tool that was never, ever designed for that kind of interaction, unlike a proper chew toy.
Okay, so we've got hidden chemicals.
Yeah.
We've got dental destruction. What else? The sources mentioned something more sudden, more acute.
Yes. The choking and intestinal blockage hazard, this is where the way these things are made becomes genuinely life-threatening.
How so? They just fall apart.
Pretty much. They're not built to withstand a dog's jaw pressure. They crack, the rubber splits, the felt peels off, and those pieces are the danger.
And I guess the size of the dog matters hugely here.
Oh, absolutely. For bigger dogs, a standard tennis ball can actually be inhaled whole, gets lodged right in the windpipe. There are tragic, documented cases of dogs choking to death.
Oh, God.
But even for smaller dogs, or if it just breaks it into chunks, if they swallow those pieces of rubber or felt, they don't break down easily in the gut. They can cause a serious blockage.
Blockage that needs
Emergency surgery, yeah. Pain, serious risk for the dog, a tough recovery, and let's be frank, a vet bill that can easily hit 2,000–3,000 euros, maybe more.
Suddenly that €2 tennis ball doesn't seem like such a bargain.
Puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
definitely.
Okay.
Okay, and there was one more angle, wasn't there? Zooming out from the dog to, well, the planet,
The environmental disaster, yeah. It's colossal, really.
because they're plastic, basically,
Yeah.
or rubber.
Synthetic felt, petroleum-based rubber, glues, fillers, none of it is designed to biodegrade, and they're really hard to recycle because it's all stuck together. Think about how many millions are made every year. Billions, maybe?
Billions of tennis balls.
Yeah.
And most end up in light.
Landfill. Where they just sit. We found estimates saying it takes around 400 years for these materials to break down.
400 years.
4 centuries. So that ball you threw in the park today could still be sitting there pretty much intact long after, well, after everything. It's quite a legacy of trash to leave behind from just playing fetch.
Okay, wow. That's a lot to take in. The chemicals, the teeth, the choking, the environment, it's pretty damning.
It is. The evidence is really clear.
But, okay, here's the but. I could practically hear people thinking it,
Yeah.
but my dog loves tennis balls. He's obsessed. He won't fetch anything else. What do we say to that?
Yeah, look, that's completely understandable. We get attached to our dog's favorite things, but it's based on a slight misunderstanding, I think.
How so?
Your dog isn't emotionally bonded to the specific chemical makeup of cheap, abrasive, synthetic felt from Taiwan.
Right. They don't have a deep loyalty to the Slazenger logo or whatever.
Exactly. They love the game. They loved chasing something that bounces. They love carrying something in their mouth. They love bringing it back to you. It's the activity, the interaction, the prey drive simulation, the actual material. Mostly irrelevant to the fun part.
Okay, so it's like if you found out your favorite biscuits were slightly poisonous. You wouldn't keep eating them just because you were used to the taste, right? You'd find a non-poisonous biscuit that still tasted good.
Perfect analogy. Once you know the risks and you know there are alternatives that bounce just as well, are easy to grab, and won't wreck their teeth or choke them, why wouldn't you switch? The goal isn't to stop playing fetch. Fetch is great. The goal is just to upgrade the equipment.
Right. Better gear for the game. So what does that better gear look like?
Okay.
The sources laid out some key things to look for, didn't they? The non-negotiables.
They did. A really useful checklist. Number 1 is obvious, but critical. Non-toxic materials.
Gotta check the label. Look for natural rubber, maybe? Or other safe stuff.
Yeah, good quality natural rubber, or some sources mention durable natural fibers, even things like leather, if properly prepared. Basically, if it smells strongly of chemicals or you can't figure out what it's made of, just leave it on the shelf.
Okay. Non-toxic. What's next?
Durability. But true durability, meaning it can handle a serious fetch session with a dog that likes to, clamp down without shredding into dangerous little pieces after 5 minutes. Should last.
Makes sense. Cheaper in the long run, too, probably.
Definitely. Third, related to that, it needs to be safe for chewing. Not just non-toxic, but also non-abrasive. No more sandpaper effect.
Okay. No filing down the teeth.
Precisely. Fourth, and this links back to the choking risk, the size has got to be right.
Yeah. Big enough not to swallow.
Exactly. Big enough it can't possibly get lodged in their throat, but not so big they can't comfortably pick it up and carry it. You need to match it to your dog's breed and jaw size. Don't just guess.
Good tip. What else?
Fifth, visibility. This actually helps the dog enjoy the game more. The science shows dogs see blues and yellows best, so a bright yellow ball. Much easier for them to spot in grass, especially long grass or in dimmer light.
Better visibility, more fun finding it. Okay.
Sixth, think about the weather, especially, here in Ireland or the UK. It needs to handle mud and rain without becoming a soggy, bacteria-filled sponge like that felt does. Easy to clean.
Ugh, yeah, the soggy ball smell. Awful.
Right. And finally, number 7, a good, consistent bounce. A ball that just thuds on the ground is boring and needs to have that lively bounce to keep the chase exciting.
So non-toxic, durable, non-abrasive, right size, visible, weatherproof, and bouncy. That's the checklist.
That's the ideal fetch ball, yes. And interestingly, one of the sources pointed towards a really smart solution with a bit of an Irish twist, actually.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
Inspiration from the sliotar, the ball they use in hurling.
The hurling ball. Yeah, those things are incredibly tough. Designed to be hit really hard, right?
Exactly. They have to withstand massive impacts. So the idea was to take that principle, tough, durable, natural material, and create a dog fetch ball based on it.
Okay, I can see how that would work. Leather, probably?
Yeah, typically high-quality natural leather. And think about how that solves the problems. It's natural, so non-toxic, it's incredibly durable, way tougher than cheap rubber and felt against dog teeth.
And it ticks the other boxes, too.
Pretty much. Usually made bright yellow for visibility. Leather doesn't absorb water like felt, so less sogginess, less bacteria, easy to wipe clean. And you can design it to have a good bounce and be easy to grip without being abrasive. It's basically engineered for the dog, not just adapted from another sport.
That makes a lot of sense, a purpose-built tool.
Exactly. But having the right ball is only part one. You also need to play fetch the right way. Even with a safe ball, you can still cause issues if you don't think about how you're playing.
Ah, okay. So technique matters too. What did the sources say? Were there steps?
Yeah, about 5 key things to keep in mind for, like, the perfect fetch session. First, warm them up.
Like stretches for dogs.
Sort of. Don't just launch the ball miles on the first throw. Let them sniff around, do a few short, easy throws first. Let their muscles get ready before they start sprinting flat out.
Good point. Avoid injuries. Okay, step 1, warm up.
Step 2, keep sessions relatively short. Quality over quantity. 20 minutes of really focused, intense play is way better for them, physically and mentally, than an hour of just kind of half-hearted chasing.
Prevents burnout too, I guess. Keeps it special.
Exactly. Prevents overexertion, keeps them keen. Step 3, make it interesting.
How?
Don't just throw it in a straight line every time. Mix it up. Throw it left, right, maybe into slightly longer grass sometimes, so they have to use their nose. Occasionally even hide it, make them think a bit.
Engage the brain, not just the legs.
Hugely important. That sniffing and searching part is actually more tiring for them in a good way than just running back and forth. Mental stimulation is key.
Okay, mix it up. Use their nose. Got it. Step 4.
And on a high note, always finish the game while they're still really into it, still excited. Don't wait until they're exhausted and losing interest. Leave them wanting more for next time.
Builds anticipation. Nice. And the last one.
Step 5, just basic hygiene. Clean the ball regularly. Especially with natural materials like leather, it's actually much easier if just wipe it down. Better than letting that fizzy felt get absolutely rank with mud and bacteria.
Definitely. Okay, so warm up, keep it short and focused, make it interesting, end on a high, and clean the gear. Simple enough.
Simple, but makes a big difference to safety and enjoyment.
So let's pull all this together. We've seen the tennis ball is, frankly, a bit of a hazard on multiple fronts, but the good news is the solution isn't complicated. Find a better ball.
Right. One that does the job, bounces, is fetchable without the downsides.
And when you compare the cost, maybe, what, €11 or so for a good quality 2-pack versus potentially thousands in vet bills for dental work or surgery, it's kind of a false economy to stick with the cheap, dangerous option, isn't it?
It really is. It's an investment in your dog's health and safety and, frankly, peace of mind for you.
So for everyone listening who's maybe thinking, okay, I'm convinced, what do I do now? What's the action plan?
It's super simple. 3 steps you can basically do today.
Okay, lay it on us.
Step 1, get a proper, safe fetch ball. Do a bit of research based on those criteria we talked about. Non-toxic, right size, durable. That Slyotar-inspired leather one is a great example. But find what works for your dog.
Step 1, get the right gear.
Step 2, introduce it nicely. Let your dog sniff the new ball. Maybe play gently with it indoors first. Most dogs switch immediately because, again, they love the game. But just ease them in.
Step 2, introduce the new toy. And step 3.
Step 3, bin the old tennis balls. Just get rid of them. Don't keep them in the car just in case. Don't use them for training. They're a hazard. Remove the hazard. Full stop.
Cold turkey on the tennis balls.
Pretty much. Out they go.
Right. So by doing that, you get, well, a healthier dog. Potentially saving a lot on vet bills. Less guilt about the risks, probably fewer shredded toys to replace.
And you stop contributing to that 400-year landfill problem with every throw. It's all upside, really. You just become that informed, responsible owner your dog already thinks you are.
Makes sense.
So let's end with this thought. Your dog puts complete trust in you for their food, their safety, their well-being, everything. We've seen the evidence now about these tennis balls, the dental damage, the choking risk, the chemicals, the environmental impact.
It's pretty clear.
It is. So the question you have to ask yourself is saving maybe 5 or 10 euros on dog toys really worth risking your dog's long-term health or leaving that plastic trash legacy for centuries? When a safer, better alternative is readily available, the decision, it's actually quite simple, isn't it? Change the ball.